Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dabblers episode 3. What's 3 in other languages, man? Uno, dos, tres in Spanish. Uh, and then in Zulu, olesibili, olesithathu in Zulu. That's 3.
Oh, you know a lot of trees.
Yeah, I don't know it in Sutu though. I was trying to think of it in so I can speak it, but like I don't know what 3 is in Sutu. I'm trying to think of it right now. Yeah, no, I don't know any other languages, so that's. In Japanese it is. Yeah, since the guy was learning Japanese doesn't know how to say the number 3.
Wow.
Great.
Duolingo is so disappointed with you right now.
Right? They're so. To be fair, I haven't been there like 4 months. I haven't been there like 4 months, so I mean, to be fair.
You need to go back there, bro. Like, I was thinking of getting into Duolingo myself, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good platform to be fair. It's a great. We're plugging Duolingo right now. Like, they should be thanking us. Duolingo is freaking great for learning languages. They're really freaking awesome.
We are not sponsored by Duolingo.
No, we're not. We're just plugging them because they're great.
But we would be happy to be sponsored.
Yeah, we would love. Oh my god, it would be so amazing to plug them properly while getting paid for it. So if anyone from Duolingo is listening to this, we're here, guys. We're waiting. We're waiting.
They're not listening.
Nah, they're not listening. They're probably listening to like Joe Rogan or something, you know.
Oh, that would really suck, eh? Come on,
Right?
Joe doesn't even do any ads. Come on, man.
It doesn't even do nothing. He's Joe, man. He doesn't need ads.
Imagine. What a flex, dude. He doesn't need ads.
He doesn't fucking need ads.
Man.
Oh man, so Army of the Dead dropped, right? The teaser, really, because there was literally one bit of dialogue.
Yeah, it was pretty tiny, wasn't it? It was just like a snippet of what the movie is about. Something for us to just, whet our appetites with. But that's to be expected.
Yeah, speculation that is connected to is Dawn of the Dead, which came out back in 2014 with Ving Rhames. May rest in peace. I believe Ving Rhames passed away a while ago, but it would have been cool for him to sort of like drop into this at some point. So the fact that it might actually be connected to Dawn of the Dead is pretty cool. And then you think about it, and it's like every era kind of has its own, sort of legendary zombie movie that you can link to that time. The 2010s, I think for me, World War Z stands out in the 2010s as like one of the coolest ones and one of the best ones, I think. I mean, you can also throw in Zombieland.
I have to disagree with that. Like, to me, 2010s, wasn't that Train to Busan though?
Oh shit! Okay, no, you're right. I wasn't even thinking Train to Busan. No, you're right. World War Z was good, but Train to Busan, oof. Okay, yeah, now 2010s definitely Train to Busan is the one.
Yeah, but World War Z was surprisingly good. You watch it. Yeah, I didn't expect this to be that good.
That's true. I mean, I remember when I heard about it, and they're like, "Hey, man, Brad Pitt's doing a zombie movie titled World War Z." I was like, "Okay, cool. That sounds okay." Then you watch it, and you're like, "Oh fuck, that was actually pretty good. Are we getting a sequel for this anytime soon?" And that was like 5 years ago now. So.
Yeah, man, that's how things go, man. But, what did you think about the setting of what's this Army of the Dead? Las Vegas, like you can see the casinos, like some of the people like in like Elvis costumes. Super cool.
Crazy. That was pretty cool. Like to see Elvis zombie. I was like, whoa, that's pretty sick. I didn't know I needed to see an Elvis zombie in my life until I saw one. Yeah,
It's definitely giving Snyder a chance to like mess around, just have fun.
It feels that way. It definitely feels that way. That he's going to be having himself a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wish the trailer, I wish it was a bit, I wish it was a bit meatier, man. I don't like teasers, you know. I don't like teasers. They just feel like nothing, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if I'm the only one who saw this, or if maybe it was like some of the colors um in the teaser, but it gave me like it gave me like game trailer vibes. It kind of felt like it was made by people that make game trailers. You know, that's just the vibe I got, which is also pretty cool. Like it's not a knock on it or anything. It's just like it was that cool to look at, even though it was like a minute and something. You
It
know,
was surprisingly bright. I will say that. You know, when you think of Snyder, his biggest criticism, too dark. But this was actually
exactly.
sunny Las Vegas. So it was nice and bright, you know, very colorful. So very nice to see. And I think he's gonna have
Yeah,
fun here. I hear there's like a prequel. I hear there's like an animated series. So he's having fun, man.
he is having a lot of fun. When you when you said prequel, you reminded me of what Denis did when he was doing fuck shit
Runner.
Blade Runner. Yes, Jesus Christ, how could I forget that? Holy shit. Anyway, when he was doing Blade Runner, how we got the I think it was three prequel films. Um, one of or was it two? One animated, then the Dave Bautista one.
Yeah, I
So,
remember. I
so
remember two. There was the
yeah,
Dave Batista one, and then there was the animated. There might
yeah.
have been two animated. I don't remember. It was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Anyway, it was wild. But anyway, it was a that was a pretty cool way to like catch up people on, hey man, this sort of happened in the world of Blade Runner. By the time we get to 2077.
Yeah. That Blade Runner 2077. Yeah. When was
Yeah.
Batista's one? They pushed it to 20. Was it 20? No, it wasn't 2077. Why 2077? That's because of Cyberpunk.
Oh, it's Cyberpunk. Jesus Christ. Ah,
And they're the same type of thing too. They're both
right.
cyberpunk
Yeah.
genre stuff.
Oh, wait. So Blade Runner 2049, is that the right number?
So technically, Batista's episode was like I call it an episode, but it was like 20 2019, 2020, 2030. It was a few years
Yeah,
before.
it was 20. I think it was around 2030. But yeah, if I mean, I think that's still a cool way to do like prequels to catch up people on a world or to introduce people to a world. It's still something that's really cool that I remember watching. It's something that stuck, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, don't yeah.
and I think that I saw that the prequel has a good cast too, like a proper cast. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like
yeah.
like
So
surprisingly, I think I saw Natalie Emmanuel in it. Uh, you know,
yeah, it looks like it's gonna be really interesting. And speaking of Dave Bautista, just like a side note, he got announced alongside Mila. I never know how to say her surname, and I think it's Mila
yeah,
Jovovich. I'm really hoping I said that surname right.
it's probably
Um,
Yovo, but
she,
who knows? Who cares?
yeah, they right. Okay, she cares. She'll if she ever listens to
Yeah,
this.
come on now, come on. If she is though, big fan.
Right. But she recently got Dave Batista and her got introduced. I mean, announced that they're going to be doing a a Paul Anderson uh um feet picture soon. Both of them are the first announced cast for it. I forgot the title, but I really love watching Anderson's stuff. To be honest, I mean, uh, purely from the fact that he was able to like to keep Resident Evil kicking and punching for like 10 years, even though people kept on saying, "Okay, after this one, I think you're done. What else are you gonna do?" And then he comes out with another one. So that film was really freaking impressive. And Mila herself, she was incredible in that.
I'll just forget
So
that
I'm
there's
really
like a
interested.
few Paul Andersons. So when you say Paul Anderson, I thought of PTA, who's Paul Thomas Anderson, who did what's this? There Will Be Blood, Magnolia, Boogie Nights, Phantom Thread, and I was like, wait, what? But he's just doing PTA movie. But now I get it. I get it. The Paul W.S. Anderson. There's so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
Paul Anderson.
I forgot to put his name. Yeah, yeah. W.S. Anderson. Yeah, W.S.
Yeah.
Anderson.
I'm super
Definitely him.
interested in that.
Uh,
He
yeah. So it sounds like yeah.
isn't he doing no, he's not. He's not. Okay, I just checked. I was like, I feel like I heard him about doing Mortal Kombat, but that's because he directed the first one. You know, the one in 1995.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that he did. He
He
did.
loves doing
And
video
the
game
name of the
stuff, right?
prod.
Like,
It's fun. It's fun. And he's doing I think this time the project I'm looking at it now. It's called In the Lost Lands,
ooh,
and
pretty cool.
I believe it's a George R. R. Martin project. So that
Ooh.
makes it even cooler.
Talk about somebody who's having
That makes
who's
it
having like a time of his life right now. George R. R. Martin, like he's producing so many things. He has books that that he's probably who knows when gonna finish. He's just got so much stuff he's doing right now, George.
yeah. So it's crazy. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if the story that the In the Lost Land story ever got published anywhere. So it's pretty cool that like even stuff. I'm assuming that it was in cold storage. If it wasn't, yeah, it'll probably be correct or never. But it's pretty cool that like even stuff that went into cold storage for George is coming up and like instantly being made into stuff. So and you're also looking at the fact that he's even making games with Elden Ring. So it's pretty freaking great time to be that guy.
Yeah, pretty nice, man. Uh, like him and Snyder. Well, I think more George, but Snyder is definitely, there's people, whenever you like look at the industry, there's certain people you see getting a sudden boost. Like when Netflix released Army of the Dead trailer, I was like, it's almost like they're just seizing on the opportunity because Snyder's such a big name right now. They're like, let's drop this teaser while
Yeah.
everybody's
Wait.
talking about him.
Exactly. Wait. What? What was the name? Snyder Sons.
Yes,
Yeah. That's what
the
we're in now.
Snyder Sans. It's
We're in the Snyder Sons,
It
and it's
doesn't mean that
beautiful.
the Keanu Sans has ended. The Keanu Sans is still going on, but I think Snyder's having his
Oh,
own thing.
so good. Yeah. Yes. Snyder's having his own thing, and it's pretty cool to watch.
If
Yeah.
Snyder if
Yeah.
Snyder does
So
a video game, then he's starting to get on the level of Keanu. He's like he'll be on the
dude,
level.
if if like at E3 we see Zack Snyder walking out during like a Xbox or like a PlayStation presentation and like saying, "Hey guys, I just want you to check out this trailer for this new game that I got coming
By the
out,"
way,
and then everybody's just gonna be like,
yes,
"Yeah,
like Zack Snyder video game, I think would be actually pretty good. It would be awesome.
dude, it would be freaking." So like you should really think about doing that now. I really think you should think about doing a video game.
He has to. I mean, he even did some cinematography stuff in Army of the Dead too. I heard him talking about it. He was, he was doing some camera stuff. He had some fun on this one, man.
Yeah, and I think a video game wouldn't be out of his realm. I mean, he's always doing CGI. So if you flip it over to video games you're doing motion capture. So like it wouldn't be like a strange thing for
He
him
can go full
to be involved
CGI.
in. Dude, all the freaking way. Oh man. And then yeah, well speaking of video games, that's actually a pretty nice
Yeah,
segue. Speaking of video games, we the Last of Us um show, the Last of I wanna say Last of Us series, but that implies the games. The Last of Us show um is actually they announced. I know it was a while back, but I didn't know about it. I didn't know Pedro Pascal and the young Ramsey lady whose first name I
Bella.
forgot. Bella Ramsey, yes, she got announced to play Ellie, and Pedro Pascal got announced to play Joel. With Bella Ramsey, I know she's probably gonna fucking kill it. I know Pedro's also gonna kill it, but with me, Pedro, the surprising part about that, not that Pedro Pascal is hot in Hollywood right now, but the surprising announcement from the Pedro side is like, um, you look at Joel, like Joel is like a, I don't know, I'm probably getting this right, wrong. That is, Joel sounds like a dude from East Texas. He's got that southern drawl. He's got the look. He looks proper like rough American type of guy. Then you look at Pedro, and it's not exactly the
Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You know,
Everybody
I
expected a
know.
white guy.
Yeah.
You
So
just everybody expected a white guy. That's what everybody was looking at. All the
right.
theories were like, which white guy is gonna do this? Hugh Jackman, um, damn it, the guy who did Thanos. Now I cannot think of his name. Josh Brolin.
I Yeah, Josh Rowe definitely. So, but it's also intriguing. It's really intriguing to see where they're gonna take the story direction. Well, where they're gonna take the story character wise. Is Pedro gonna go out of his way to to learn how to sound as Texan as he
I
possibly can,
I feel like
or are
I
they gonna
doubt that.
do a completely
I feel
different
like I
thing?
doubt it. Remember last week with Mortal Kombat, where the actor for Scorpion just did his own take for the Get Over Here.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Forget
think
over
I
it.
think they're gonna give
Yeah,
Pedro his space. They're gonna give him his space to do his own thing there with the sound and everything. It's gonna be Pedro. But he's just gonna be doing his own thing, his own spin, which for some
yeah.
people it's
But
gonna be tough.
yeah,
People really like you.
it is. It is. It's one of the most beloved video game series of all time. So it's going to be interesting for them to not screw it up. But they have like the guys from the video game side working with them. They got the creative director, who's done both games. Being heavily involved in it. I don't know if I think he's also going to direct a couple of episodes. I'm not even sure about that. So it's going to be really cool to see them
That's what
pull it off,
that's
if
what
they
really
pull it
sets
off.
them apart, isn't it? Is that there's involvement, like actual involvement between the creator of the games and the creators of the guys who've been chosen to do the show. I think he's the guy who did Chernobyl, the Chernobyl writer, Craig Mazin, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Working with the people who
definitely.
did the video game, like that is the way to do it. I think we need to see the original creators like getting more involvement in these type of things, because usually they just like, we want we want the stuff, but we don't want you. you can you can just stay over there, keep playing them
Exactly. Yeah.
games. But it's cool that
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
Neil
No,
Druckmann, because like the story is so personal to him, man. Like you can tell from The Last of Us, like
yeah.
it's such a personal story for Neil Druckmann. So like you have to you have to have him there.
I mean, you you talk about it being a personal story for Neil Druckmann, right? And I was watching the the making. I was watching the making of The Last of Us uh game on YouTube the other day on the PlayStation channel, and and like everyone like kept on talking about how, hey man, for like Neil, like when we made this game, and this is the first Last of Us, by the way, this is not really the second one. I don't know if they're making, but anyway, in the first one, all the actors are like, hey man, Neil was like really cool to have on this because of the direction he took the story, for how far he pushed this, and and then and there's this one particular scene is really early in the story. It's like right at the start of the game, pretty much, which was like super emotional,
Yeah.
right? And Troy Baker, he comes out and he's talking about how about where he had to go mentally and and emotionally in order to be prepared for that one scene, which lasts about a total of about 2 minutes, right? And also the young actress who played his daughter at that time, she also had to get into a place in order for them to do that. They shot the scene, and then Neil calls him and it's like, "Hey man, you gotta do this again." And Troy says he was pissed that they had to do it again, and it did so many takes. And then Troy went up to Neil and is like, "Dude, we got the scene the first time. Like, what's up?" And then Neil says Neil got him to do it again until they did it right. And then when they watched the scene over and Neil talked to him, Neil told him that. Wait, Neil didn't actually tell him. He says Troy Baker realized that, hey man, the first time I had acted out the scene from the perspective that, hey, it's all about me. I need to give the performance. But the take that they took and put in the game is a scene where it's like, hey man, the performance is not about you. It's like it's for you to make the moment even bigger than you.
Yeah,
So like to hear that about Neil, it's about Neil Druckmann. It's like, okay, cool. So this
yeah. His
guy,
direction is
he can like proper like,
real. It's like when Troy Baker talks about the moments where him and Neil are disagreeing, like those are like you can tell Neil's not just disagreeing with Troy just to be like annoying or something. He's he's got a reason. He's looking for something with when he disagrees with Troy. Like he's looking for the truth in the story, which is really nice, man. Like that story, you can feel it. Like the it just you can feel it in your soul, dude. Like they put their souls into that thing, man. It's a crazy feat, like crazy.
yeah, no, it's a really cool feat to have overcome. But I'm also really, uh, I'm really interested to see what Bella Ramsey does, because to be honest, I've only ever seen her in Game of Thrones in those scenes, and in the little she was involved in Game of Thrones, right? She was like really fucking incredible. And you can probably take her scenes in Game of Thrones and they make a total of 30 minutes of the entire freaking series, but like
Yeah,
she stood
she
out,
stole every
you know?
moment, dude. She stole every moment, dude. Like I still remember like her last scene, dude. Crazy. She killed that show, dude. Every moment that she was in, like she stole the moment. Like when she first met Jon Snow, she steals the moment. Like I'm really happy to see where she's gonna take this. I also saw her in another series, fantasy wise, but I can't remember it now. I think it's His Dark Materials. I saw her for a few episodes in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she is in that. I haven't watched it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
season
she's in
two,
that as
she's in
well.
there.
It's pretty crazy. So yeah, nah, that's I mean the rest of it is hush hush. From a gamer's perspective, I'm looking forward to seeing who's gonna play a lot of really interesting characters in that game. Like there's the villain for the first game. His name is David. Uh, really great character. Played by Nolan North. People listening to this might know Nolan North for playing Nathan Drake
And just
in
a
the Uncharted
ton of
games.
other characters.
So and just a ton of other characters, right? She's done so much shit in the gaming world. It's insane. And like I didn't know that Nolan North had voiced David until I watched the documentary for the making of The Last of Us, because it was I couldn't hear him like at all. The way he changed his voice, what he did with his voice in order to play that character was
I gave up a
incredible.
long time
So
ago on trying to hear voice actors. Those people are aliens. The things they do with their voices, insane.
yeah, it is freaking crazy. So that's where it's at. And yeah, so that's it for The Last of Us. I just can't fucking wait to see
Yeah,
that
dude,
thing.
it's so encouraging for video games right now.
Speaking of video games, another segue. Have you by any chance gotten an opportunity to check out
No, I
Monster
did
Hunter?
not. We should have brought this up during the Paul Anderson stuff, though, shouldn't we?
Yeah, yeah. It literally just went over. But yeah, the I got to check it out.
And
Oh, it's, it was
it was alright.
it was it was it was okay. It had a lot of potential,
Mm,
right at the start, and I always felt like they were alluding to more. Like they kept on doing these things where like, okay, cool, I see what you're doing. You're like you're giving me stuff, but you're not giving me anything. So you're making me want to say there's going to be a sequel at some point down the line, which is basically how it ends. To be honest, it ends with an illusion for greater for a sequel to come around in the future, and knowing Paul Anderson is the kind of guy who always seems to get his sequels done no matter who says what.
yeah.
So so I'm
I mean,
anticipating the sequel for
they made
for
so
for
many
this as well.
Resident Evil movies. Like, dude, I don't even know if those are good, but they made tons of them. Like, I think he can get it done. But the problem is, this thing came out, pandemic. So it did nothing, like just dirt. So, because that's just the time we're in.
Yeah,
Um, so that's gonna be a tough sell. It's like this movie that came out during this time when no one was going to the theaters. Now it gets a part two. People gonna be interested in that? Who knows?
it's tough. It's really tough. It's really really tough, and uh, I think, but one of my favorite things about Monster Hunter is is one of the other cast members. I'm not even sure if I'm saying his name right. Tony Jaa, or is it Tony
I think you
Jaa?
got it right.
Is he's really he does a lot for this from an action sequence perspective. Mila as well, because she's great, But like Tony does a lot of stuff in this thing where I'm like, damn, you're doing
Yeah,
a lot to keep
he's
me interested
legit
in
though.
this.
He's like a proper
So
martial artist. It's like,
he is, yeah, yeah, he is. I mean, he could have easily made the cast for Mortal Kombat, and I would have batted an
he
eye,
didn't.
you
Oh
know.
my god,
So
he sh- he should have
I don't think
totally
he
been
did.
in
Did
it.
he?
Oh my goodness.
Man, he should have been in that. It's crazy to think that Tony didn't make the cast for Mortal Kombat, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
what happened.
he did make the cast of Jiu Jitsu. That's all that matters. That's all that.
I'm still very curious about Jiu Jitsu, man. Like the day I saw that trailer for Jiu Jitsu, and there
I was
wasn't an
like,
ounce of Jiu
what?
Jitsu in that trailer. I was like, hmm.
I knew exactly what it was. It's a movie just like Monster Hunter, but but they just flopped so hard on the name. Like, at least if you call a movie Witch Hunters, right? And there's not much witch hunting going on, but you're trying to capture like some sort of fantasy audience. I understand. But what's the movie audience for jujitsu? Nobody cares about jujitsu. I mean, in terms of movies, I, what was the idea behind this? That doesn't even attract people. It's such a dumb decision.
Dude,
Oh man.
uh it was just really freaking crazy. But yeah, I don't know. What is there anything else that you want us to cover? Because
We
I think we
covered
covered what we need to cover
we
at
covered
this
the
point.
week, the week was not great, so we did our best. Well,
Yeah, nah.
did you watch
Yeah, we did our
WandaVision?
best with
WandaVision.
you know it just hit me that like every time for the last 3 weeks, every time we've recorded an episode, it's always been the day after a One Division episode, and I'm always the
Dun,
guy who
dun,
hasn't watched it yet.
dun, 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 dun. You remember last week though? can't talk about it, but you remember last week?
Yeah, I do. I
We
remember
can't
last
talk
week.
about it. We can't say anything
Yeah,
about it.
we. No, we can't. We can't. No. But last week was good. I'm hoping this week is even better. I'm probably gonna watch it now when I get
Damn
back
straight,
indoors.
man.
You know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dabblers. Oh, a quick word to our listeners. Over the next 2 episodes, we're gonna have guests. The first guest will be the returning, but also kind of for the first time on the Dabblers in Shanice Njovu. She's released the book, has been great. Read the book, it's fucking amazing. And then the other guest is a friend who started his own music label about a year ago. So I catch up with him on that, talk to him
Nice.
about his musical journey. His name is Loiso. So yeah. So that's what we're doing for the next couple episodes.
Fantastico.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dabblers. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We don't have Tumblr. We don't have
does anybody
a Facebook.
like go on Tumblr anymore? Like, is that still a thing?
I don't know. I have it on my phone. I occasionally go there for the art.
I love how you
but
said that.
I don't know if
For
people
the
actively,
art.
you know. Amen. It's changed.
I
It's
don't
not
know,
what
man.
it
I
was
was on
anymore.
Tumblr
It doesn't
just
do
a
that
few
anymore.
weeks ago, and I thought they banned it, but there's still some crazy stuff.
Hey man.
You know?
Hey man, they stopped that. They don't do that no more. Stop accusing them.
If you say so, man.
Oh shit, ladies and gentlemen, we're signing off. Peace out. I have been Q. He has been the Shogun. I just realized I didn't introduce us at the start of the show, but hey, you know who we are now.
We don't need an introduction. We're that special.
Alright, so we're Joe Rogan in this motherfucker.
Yeah, no, don't get too big for your boots.
Peace out.